when you really think about it, isn't Conrad Jeremiah's Lacey? Walk with me here. Hello everyone, welcome. Today I will be talking about my thoughts, opinions, feelings, and predictions after watching the first 2 episodes for The Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3, which just premiered. Right off the bat, I should just say, as soon as I heard those I it woke something inside of me that hasn't been active since the last season ended. This was so important to my high school self, and I mean it's important to me now, but it was so important to me when it first premiered. That was when I read all the books, and it's just so fulfilling to be watching the final season. I don't know, I just can't express how happy I am to be watching this final season, and it's just so I think they did it such justice, and I'll get into that in a second. But every scene that I was so excited about having read the books were in the show, literally verbatim copy paste into the show, which I just think is so nice, because obviously a lot of things were changed, but I think it's nice to give that to the fans and be listen, we're gonna keep it exactly the same because it worked once. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know what I mean? Okay, starting off strong. The Cranberries playing as she's driving in. Yes. This show is known for its good soundtrack, so Amazon, I don't know what they're doing over there, but they have the budget, they have the money to be spending to get these hit pop songs in their show, or maybe people are just asking to put them in. I don't know how that works. So aside from that though, right in the beginning, we see her in the car while she's monologuing about summer. Anybody having flashbacks? Anybody having deja vu? That's literally how they started the very first season. I don't know, it just made me so happy because I was oh my god, wait, they literally did this when they started season 1. They were paying homage to that, I think, because she's doing a very similar speech about summer. Now she's migrated from the passenger seat to the driver's seat. She is in control of her own story. She's gonna choose Belly. Hopefully not, but you know what I mean. She's now in the driver's seat of life rather than just being passive like she was in the first season. Also, she couldn't drive. Maybe that had something to do with it. Okay, moving swiftly ahead. Taylor's mom was wearing heels while she was moving her daughter into college. Yes, immediately yes. We have not seen Taylor's mom in the show yet. We obviously saw her 2 times, I think, once on the phone call and once during the move-in, and she was wearing heels. You do not wear heels to move your kids. I've moved into college several times myself. If you wear heels, you will literally die. So I think that just immediately was a really good choice to have to set up exactly who her character was and be yeah, she's that mom that's wearing heels. It's not even her outfit is that killer. She's just wearing heels, which is yeah. When Jer and Belly kiss for the first time, as our good friend Mike would say, Jeremiah stands, make some noise. I'm not hearing anything. Jeremiah stands, this is your last chance. Nope, nothing. And let me be very clear, I'm never dogging on the actors. These actors are all amazing. They're so good at portraying real teenagers. It feels like I'm just watching people that I know in real life. But I just don't like Jeremiah. Yeah, nothing else. But then Steven is you guys miss each other so much, you literally saw each other last week. Round of applause for Steven, #1 Belly Conrad warrior. I love Steven and Taylor. I love Steven and Taylor. I love Staylor. I don't support cheating. Not many people do, but I love Staylor. All right, and that's okay. So I'm glad they got back together, and I was all right, we're cooking with some gas here. Okay, Belly just moved into college. Now Taylor's here. 3-year time jump. 3-year time jump. All right, cool. Let's pick up where we left off. It's Belly and Jeremiah in bed together. I'm good. The set deck was cool though. I liked all the photos behind her. If you look, you could see a bunch of her with Jeremiah, one of her with Annika, who we saw her bump into in the hall. So it's okay, foreshadowing. Okay, I see you. Also, one of the photos on the wall is Jeremiah dressed up as Peter Kavinsky and Belly dressed up as Laura Jean from To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which I just think is good job, Jenny Han. You get your flowers. This is your series, this is your books, do it, queen. So in that picture, I think you can see it twice. You can see them looking at each other when they're dressed up, and then up at the very top where the flower is dangling, there's another picture of her and him in their costumes, and then Steven and Taylor, I believe, but you can't see what their costumes are because it was covered by the flower that was hanging from the ceiling. And like props to the walls because they really did look like dorm walls. I've known a dorm wall or two in my life and they really did a good job of making it look like it was, you know, like there's hairs painted over on the wall, there's spots, like there's cracks and crumbles, like A1 job for the set deck team. I love the floral theme in the show. Belly in her bed sheets, they're a little hydrangea or like lavender, little purple, like the purple emoji with the flowers. I'll put it, that one. That's on her bed sheet. So that's cool, especially because all the promotion had a lot of hydrangeas. So it's like, okay, follow through, okay, consistency. Yep. Conrad's in therapy. We all cheered, yay! Conrad is in therapy. That's what this man has needed for years and years and years and years. So this is really, really good for him. I'm excited for this arc. Like, they're really going all in on like the Jeremiah is an unregulated man-child. Sabrina Carpenter, you predicted the future, who I'm not gonna say is stupid because nobody is stupid. They just have different strengths. But academics are not his future. Whereas Conrad over here, he's in therapy. He's trying to be emotionally regulated. He's a doctor. He's doing his thing. Like, I think they're just going really strongly here for like the, oh my gosh, this guy has emotional mood swings. And oh, look, he's in therapy. It's like, oh, the comparison is clear. There's one brother that's better. Also, while I was watching this, I was sitting here thinking, this is our generation's Edward and Jacob. Because the other day I wore my Team Conrad shirt, my Team Conrad Forever shirt from the American Eagle Club into work. And like a lot of the millennials were side-eyeing me, and I think it might be because they were like getting trauma flashbacks to wearing like those like Team Jacob or Team Edward shirts with like the massive like graphics on it. It's that, but in a new way. Tale as old as time, yes, yes. The cut to Belly in the therapy session when he's talking about what's gonna go right. And, you know, he's listing through, oh, this person will be there, this person will be there, this person will be there. And next to Steven, the cut to Belly from the very first episode of the first season. I couldn't do it. And if I was Conrad, I'd be in therapy too. That was crazy. Those editors knew what they were doing. Belly's got the messed up knees. As somebody who has had 2 surgeries on her knees, I feel represented. Yay! But I did think it was weird that like volleyball was such a big part of the plot in the past 2 seasons and then they just decided to cut it. Or maybe they were just trying to give representation to people who have injuries in athletics during college and then kind of have to like reroute. I also appreciate that she has a major in something that she's passionate about. I don't really remember her having a super big like passion when she's in college in the books. Like she's not like super animated about her major at all, or at least not in my memory, but it's been 3 months since I read the last book again. So, sorry, side tangent. I like that in the TV show, they really give it more plot, more meat. I think it's also because it's easier in books to read when it's just like somebody's emotions and what they're thinking. That can be a full 2 or 3 chapters, but in a TV show, it's not like you can go inside someone's head. Even if Belly is narrating, it can only go on for so long because they're not going to give her 2 chapters worth of stuff to read in a monologue. So I think in the show, it really serves them well to have these bigger follow-through plots. That's why in the first season they had the debutante ball, in the second season they had losing the house, and in this 3rd season now, I'm not quite sure what it'll be. I think it'll just be the wedding, but I'm not quite sure. Redbird, if I speak. He was cute, okay? Moving on. I have many notes about crashing out about the fact that Steven and Taylor are cheating with each other. I do not condone cheating, but I do for them. I have a double standard and I'm aware of it. But I'm very sad that they're not dating. But I understand after seeing the 2nd episode when she gives her whole explainer as to why, I get it. And I feel for her. I was celebrating that Jeremiah isn't graduating. I think again, that really, really leans heavily into the Conrad is amazing and Jeremiah sucks. Not that that's like people's opinions on the person, but just means like in the writing, it's like, okay, Conrad is a doctor, Jeremiah has to repeat a year. And it wasn't even in the book, so it just is like they are extra additionally adding it on to be like, okay, just so you know, he's not responsible. It's not even that he's not smart, it's that he's not responsible, because those emails, as a college senior, those emails come in every week, and if you don't read them, you're gonna get behind. So you have to be on top of like registering for graduation and classes and capstones and whatever. It's pretty hard to miss them because it's like all bold. It's like, if you do not do this, you will not graduate. Also, who was his advisor who didn't tell him that? Chaperone, hot to go. Another crazy pull for this episode. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Interesting place. But it's fun. It fits the vibe. It's fun. Okay, then she's sitting on the sidelines while Jeremiah is playing Twist or whatever he is. She's wearing those red sunglasses from the season 2 promo videos. Yeah, yes. I don't know if she ever wears them in season 2. I don't remember, but I do remember those promo videos because that's all we had for like a long time. Mr. Fisher just like absolutely whacking Jeremiah while he's in the car with Belly was so funny. I was laughing so hard because like, yeah, get him again for me. Like, get him. He deserves to be got. And you know, I do feel some sense of like, oh, I'm sorry. But also, as I see my previous tangent about how you should have read the emails. That's also foreshadowing, I think, because we mentioned earlier about how he turned down the internship from his dad for the summer so he could spend the summer in Cousins with Belly. But now Mr. Fisher is telling Jeremiah, you need to pay me back $20,000 for this last semester. Jeremiah's probably going to take that internship with his dad to make up the money, whereas before, in the books, he was just taking on the internship to make money for the wedding. I mean, maybe it'll be a little bit of both, but I do think now that that suggestion is out there, maybe that'll make it more realistic for him to go start working at the internship. When Jeremiah, after they finished the phone call and he dropped her off to go to dinner with Steven, I'm sitting there. I was trying to see while they were in the car, what dress is she wearing? She gets out, it's a white dress with blue flowers. Absolute cinema. Yes! Yes! That means that she's about to find out that he cheated on her. I felt bad for Belly because I was like celebrating that she was about to like have the most devastating moment of her life, but it's good TV. It is good TV. Thought it was really funny that they mentioned Cabo and she was like, that wasn't a real breakup. All right. I just have slay Steven. I'm assuming that just meant that he was slaying and telling her to be with Conrad, like he usually does. Also, I was just really mad that every single conversation you can see how quickly Jeremiah is able to zap Belly's energy. She was trying to like have a normal conversation while, you know, comforting him, and he was like, can we just talk about me instead? Man-child. Like, no. Can you learn how to process your emotions like a normal person? Can you have a healthy relationship with your feelings? Like, can you not be narcissistic? All I'm saying is you can just see the energy pull out of her every time she gets into a conversation with Jeremiah when he's talking about having to repeat school and feeling so stupid. And it's like, well, oh my gosh, me when I have to reap what I sowed. I was really mad that Conrad was about to leave his internship that he got, which, yes, Conrad, and have to go back to Cousins just because Jeremiah was like, I don't really feel like writing it. Can you do it? Bruh. After the dinner, Jeremiah and Belly meet up on the frat house, and he's like, oh, what were you guys talking about? And she's like, oh, just what's been going on with me. And he's like, well, what's been going on with you? Why don't you know that? You're her boyfriend. Why don't you know that? Because you are self-obsessed. Because every single conversation has to be about you. It's not even always about him. It's always about him and his inferiority complex to Conrad. And I'm not saying that that's not valid, because yes, their dad did compare them all the time when they were kids. We get that in the books. We get that in the show. It is constantly a comparison game to Connie. But how you choose to internalize that is your own problem. Him having to literally be like, oh, wait, what's going on with you? Because he wasn't like aware enough to ask her. He ate with one thing and one thing only when she told him that she was going to Paris. And he was like, well, yes, you are. You're not staying here for me. I'll give you that one thing, Jeremiah Fisher. One thing. Lacey! Lacey! She said, oh, I'm Lacey Barone. Yes! Not that I'm preying on Belly's downfall. I love good TV. This was a very dramatic moment. It felt so rewarding, especially knowing that we already saw her earlier. And because I didn't get her name when we were introduced to her earlier with Taylor, I was like, I wonder if... Yes, it is her. It is her. And she's so gorgeous. It's like, yes. So we introduced to Lacey Barone. Oh my gosh, I'm sad. I am sad. And Jeremiah, act more sus, can you? He's sitting there like, oh, I think we should go. Play it chill. Like, if you're trying to cover up cheating, like, I don't know, be more normal about it. Don't be like, like giving cartoon, like, babe, calm down. They slow dance at a frat. No one slow dances at frats. Have you ever been in love? I'm sad again. This is one of my favorite scenes from the books, just because I love when we get to see like what a raw emotional person Conrad is when he's not being tamped down by like everybody else in Cousins. Have you ever been in love? Yeah, once. What was her name? Belly. Okay. You couldn't have said Isabel, but I get it. You know what song was playing in the background? Good luck, babe. They kind of like miss the point a little bit, as it is supposed to be for a woman and a woman, when they had that flashback to the beach scene and you can just see how much he loves her and he's not saying anything about it. So sweet. I can't. She finds out. She runs down through the crowd of the party, sees him, starts just absolutely like whacking him, and then the slap heard round the world. Second slap of the show. The first one was when Laurel slaps Belly. I've been waiting to see that man get slapped on my screen for, when was the first episode released? A long time, I'll say. And then to go immediately into You're Losing Me, I had to pause. I literally had to pause. I freaked out. That is so... Imagine you're Belly Jair and that's the song that you get. Imagine you are Team Jelly and you get, of all the Taylor Swift songs that you're allowed to get, because all the Taylor Swift songs basically go to Conrad and Belly, and the one that you get is You're Losing Me, pack it up, and get out of here. And I think that also just shows, it's like, there's no way she's not having her end up with Conrad, right? And if you play You're Losing Me with anybody, you can't end up with them. That's just like a cosmic law of the universe. I think Taylor Swift definitely wouldn't allow it. She wouldn't give the license to her song to be like, play You're Losing Me with the couple that's going to be endgame? Yeah. That's not how that works. Okay, episode 2. Lacey comes on. Yeah. While she's laying in bed crying. Lacey. They did it again. Funeral in the first season. This right here. I knew they were going to use it because they got Olivia Rodrigo in their catalog. They use her all the time. No, actually, if they didn't use it, I think there would be like an uproar from the fans. So I'm glad that they used it. When you really think about it, and we're going to get a little, I wish I had glasses. I could put them on. I feel like a therapist. When you really think about it, isn't Conrad Jeremiah's Lacey? Walk with me here. Okay, Conrad is like the perfect person that everybody compares him to and that he wants to be, but not in a way that he hates him because it's his older brother, so he loves him, he just wants to be him so bad. So it's like, because Lacey isn't like a song where it's like, I hate you. It's like, oh my God, I want to be her. It's like she's made of angel dust. Like, it's like Conrad is made of angel dust. In Jeremiah's eyes, he thinks that nobody else thinks that Conrad can do any wrong. And that's not true. Everybody thinks that Conrad can do wrong, but Jeremiah just has these like rose-tinted goggles on when it comes to Conrad, which makes his like inferiority complex so much stronger, because every single conversation with him and Billy, he always brings up Conrad. Nobody was talking about Conrad. She hasn't been talking about Conrad for 3 years, and you're bringing up Conrad. Why are you doing that? It's because he's your Lacey. It's because he's your Lacey, and you want to be him because you think he's perfect, when in reality, you're the only person who thinks he's perfect. Tangent. Said Taylor ate at telling off Jer. Yeah, she did. When they're outside Belly's dorm, and Taylor's just like whacking him over and over and over and over and over again. Good for her. Well, I think she says, I believe like me and Jeremiah's love was like golden or whatever. She says the words golden when describing her and Jeremiah's relationship. I mean, like, they really do associate golden with him because they keep being like, oh, he's the golden retriever. So it's like the golden is like a very follow through for their plot. But you know what? She's wearing red. We're getting flashbacks to the Christmas episode. She's wearing all red pajamas. We're getting present day scenes where she's wearing that red, like, I'm not gonna say varsity, but the red, like, pseudo bomber jacket. I don't know if it's a bomber jacket or not, but it's a red jacket with little tiny golden stripes on it, but it's a red jacket. And that's like the first time I feel like we see her wear red in this season, other than when she's wearing the red sunglasses, but that's when she gets the call from Conrad. So all I'm saying is the color theory is very, very strong in the show. It always has been. Think back to season 2, the motel scene where you can see one in darkness, one in light. Like, they know what they're doing when it comes to color theory, when it comes to lighting on the show. I mean, they know what they're doing with everything, but like, they know what they're doing specifically with each of those things. So I just think it's very interesting that now that she's like broken up with Jeremiah, even if it's only for like not even a full episode, that she's wearing red, which is like the first time that we've seen her wearing red this season. So, and red is the color obviously in the promos you see, but Loving Him was red, like burning red. So if that's not a clue to your end game, I don't know what is. I saw Laurel and that new man, Elliot, I think was his name, at that literary conference talking, and I immediately wrote down, need to stop giving Laurel romantic subplots. Then Belly's dad walks up behind and they start flirting. I immediately crossed it out. I am pro Belly's parents getting back together. I like them. I think they're funny. I like her dad. So, like, why not get them back together? That's the only Laurel romantic subplot I will withstand, though. The other ones, no comment. So, Steven and Taylor driving the car, I wrote, after the trailer, any scene with Steven in a car makes me anxious, and then he gets whacked by the, like, whatever trailer truck that's coming at him. I'm crying immediately. I, like, started crying there. I didn't stop crying till, like, the end of the episode. The girls acting, Rain and Lola, like, actually so perfect. When they were in the hospital, like, I really felt really, really stressed and scared for them. Even though it's like, you know he's gonna be okay. It's the second episode of the season. Like, of course he's gonna be fine. But, like, I really felt stressed. I said it was extra evil having Conrad fired, because it was, but I think it was a good wake-up call for him that he can't keep ignoring his emotions. Like, even when he's in therapy, he's ignoring the person that's actually causing him trauma. Like, he wasn't talking about Belly or his mom, really. I think he's aware of his emotions, he's just avoidant. I think she, you know, didn't have to be so mean. I think she could have given him some grace, maybe told him, like, no, I'm telling you, you have to take 2 weeks off or whatever and go do stuff or whatever. But I understand that they needed to get him back to Cousins for, like, the rest of the plot of the book. But it just felt, like, extra mean to be like, okay, we're going to write him this new amazing opportunity, because that's not in the books, and then take it away from him. Because it's like, this poor guy has been beaten down by life enough. Can we not just let him be? I said Taylor slayed then flopped because because she was doing so good with being like, don't get back together with him, yada, 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 yada. But now after she has this big emotional realization, she's like, I don't want him to hurt me. I don't want him to do all these things. Like, that's why I'm avoidant. I actually really like him. Then she tells Belly, like, just get back together with Jer. No one said that. No one said that. Don't say that. But I was so excited for her that she's, like, gonna give her big confession to Steven now that he's awake. And then Steven's like, nah. Although I think Steven was just doing I think this is like a classic miscommunication trope where it's like Steven wants to be with her, Taylor wants to be with him. But Steven, now thinking that Taylor doesn't want to be with him, is trying to course correct and overcorrects, and it's like, no, I don't want to be with you. Like, you're totally right, blah, 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 blah. Now they're both hurt and feeling sad. And so their big arc this season is going to be getting back together, I think. The scene when her parents found out really got me. I was, like, definitely crying, because, like, just Lola Tongue is amazing. Get your Emmy, girl. Get your Emmy. Get your Emmy, get your Oscar, get your Grammy, get your Tony, get your Golden Globe, get them all. The Christmas scene. No notes, no notes, no notes. 1 million out of 10. Infinity out of 10. See what I did there? Infinity out of 10, no notes. They, like, literally pulled these characters. They pulled Belly and Conrad and they put them on the screen, like, from the books onto the screen. They were so perfect. It was, like, almost verbatim from what's in the book. I felt so happy and served as a book fan, but then I'm sure as a non-book fan, you also felt happy, because if it worked for us in the books, it definitely works for it on screen. When he said, I could light a fire, cut to the fire scene from season 2. I was gagged. That was kind of crazy. But that literally shows how haunted Conrad is by these memories of Belly. This is the second time in 2 episodes that when he mentioned something about Belly, he literally gets, like, flashbacks. Not even, like, assumed flashbacks, like real flashbacks. I'm saying that was just a crazy pull. The rest of the Christmas scene, when she runs down the stairs and she falls and he's like, hi, like, oh my God. Just so perfect, so exactly what I had envisioned every time I read the book in my head. Him getting down to lay on the ground with her. Like, that man is so still in love with her and she doesn't know it. And then him picking her up and, like, bringing her over to the couch. And then playing Mystery of Love. That is, like, when I think of, like, a real true love, not just, like, a performative, like a true deep understanding and connection with another person, that's the song that plays in my head when I think about that. Like, I associate that song with, like, such true feelings. And so to have that when they were like, we were together, we weren't really doing anything, but we were just, like, sitting together watching a movie. And imagine Conrad and Belly get that song, and then Belly and Jeremiah get together at the end of the episode. They get a Benson Boone song. No hate on Benson Boone, but all I'm saying is when I think of true love, I'm not thinking of Benson Boone. When I think of true love, I'm not going to stream Benson Boone on Spotify. All right. Belly's talking about, she says, oh, Conrad is my first love, but your first love isn't as important as your last. But Conrad is your last as well. You just don't know it yet. He's your infinite love. Aww. And then, of course, playing Benson Boone when her and Jeremiah get engaged, because why not? Because why not? Belly, you're so, I just want to like go over there and like just like give you a good shake, because like don't get engaged to the man that is not even finishing school on time and just cheated on you. And you know what, even if they were on a break, the fact that you were willing to be with somebody else not even a week after, and then you still got her something, assuming that you guys would be back together, why didn't you tell her? He's like, oh, I just feel so stupid, I should have told her. Yeah, you should have. I don't feel bad for you if you're aware that your actions are bad and you still did them anyway. Anyway, so those are my thoughts for the first 2 episodes. We now kind of can see the trajectory that the season is going to take. Belly is going to be in Cousins planning for the wedding. I think Jeremiah is going to be in Boston getting money for the wedding and for college. Conrad is going to be at the summer house because he lost this internship thing. Taylor's going to be in New York. Steven's going to be in New York. I think those are my thoughts, my feelings, reactions. I'll see you next week for the next episode. Yay!